All we gotta do is win. So if they sleep on you, tuck them in. Meet me at the top. If you bought, I'll drop my pen. So many stars in the making, thank you, sing. Eyes on the prize, I say passionate. I got the sauce like Diana, vision like medicine. They say patience is a virtue, so I went around the world and back again. Now NSL be on the map, no more imagining, it's happening.
Swangard Stadium is the site of today's matchup between the Vancouver Rise and the Halifax Tides, and it's a big one because the playoff line currently runs right between these two teams. Halifax sits in fourth. They're in a great run of form, unbeaten in their last 3 NSL games and coming off a big win over Montreal. A different story for Vancouver, though. They're in 5th on a 3-game slide, but a bright spot has been the play of Jess DeFilippo, 3 goal contributions in her last 2 games. Well, come on in and hang out with us. This is the NSL on TSN, brought to you by BMO, the official bank of the Northern Super League. I'm Kate McKenna. She's Canada Soccer Hall of Famer Amy Walsh, and we talk about the Tides. Hi, bud. We talk about the Tides, and they've been so good both defensively and offensively, and Stella Downing has looked extra impressive of late.
Yeah, we spoke to Coach Katie Barrett. She's talked about not sleeping on them as a club, as a team, but Stella Downing is making it impossible for their coaches to ignore. She must be a starter again, and the rest of the league, Kate, is sitting up and taking notice of Stella. So she was on fire at Stade Boreal last time they were out, and it's on both sides of the ball. So you can see that tracker there measuring her yardage, and it's relentless defending, and it's the communication also with Valorant to understand who's going, who's supporting, who's providing the cover, and they just absolutely smother and nullify, neutralize Lisa Pechersky. Here again, defending, scanning the awareness, narrowing the pitch, and then going with clarity and conviction. It's so helpful as a defender behind that to understand what your striker is doing leading the line. Here, she's added this to her locker since last year, dancing into the half space, going at pace at a back line. It's really difficult to defend. Here, Sid Kennedy could have done better with that first touch, but all set up by Downing. This is the channel running that she's recognized for, but the type of pace and power that she has doesn't take her foot off the gas. She's been recognized for this in the league now, and that's brilliance, but it's also the spark by Stella to ignite the fire of the attack for the Tides.
So many alliterations.
I know, it's all happening. It's all happening.
Here's the starting lineup for the Tides, brought to you by DoorDash. Katie Barrett electing to go with the exact same lineup as last match, that big 1-0 win over Montreal. Julia Bonatti, as Amy mentioned, was the goal scorer in that one. She gets the start again today, as does the aforementioned Stella Downing, who just spoke with our Sarita Patel.
Thanks, Kate. I'm here with Stella. Stella, you know, we were talking a little bit before about your consistency in the last 4 or 5 games. What can you attribute that consistency to in your last couple of games?
I would contribute it to my teammates, of course, and like the training environment, but also just being healthy. It's like those things that you take for granted.
And you know, you're looking here, you've been here before, TSS Rovers, Whitecaps for 5 years. What does it mean to be back home, and anybody in the crowd for you tonight?
Yeah, I got a bunch of people. My whole family's here. It means everything. Nothing's better than playing in front of the people you love.
What does the pitch feel like to you? A little bit different?
They definitely fixed the grass since like the Rovers days, but I see a little meteorite that hit over in the field.
well, good luck tonight. I know the meteorite right there. Just go around it. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Well, Vancouver will have their hands full with Stella Downing in company, in part because defending has been a challenge for this team this season. Take a look at these stats. Second most goals in the league conceded, most goals in the box conceded, most goals off set pieces conceded. What's going wrong for them, Amy?
I think overall you look at this team, they're capable of a much higher standard when they're defending, but the team defending has been dreadful. It's been a mess. Individually, they're losing the battles, they're losing the duels, but it's in the box, really, Kate, which is of concern. So here you can see in this match versus Calgary, which was a loss, their 3rd match in a row, where they're on the wrong end of the result. Lopez just not paying attention. So one, lack of urgency, Kate, but also two, a lack of organization with the players behind them, turning the backs. Here, you want to be big in your box. You want to command it. You have two choices here. You clear your lines or you knot it out for a corner. You concede it, but you get it out of danger. Here, you go. One player closes. She's left isolated. Again, you lose the 1v1 battle. That ball gets sent into the box, so it's the positional awareness, but it's also sensing the game state, recognizing where you are in the game. And then here again, it's the mismatch at the back post. You're two players unmarked, you're outnumbered. Wright gets drawn towards the ball, towards her own goalkeeper. Baucom does really well to get on the end of that, and that's Keelan Stewart who buries it there and punishes Vancouver.
Let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Rise, brought to you by DoorDash. 4 changes from last match. Up front, Audrey Francois gets her first start. In the midfield, Anaïs Uglari returns. At the back, you've got Jamie Perreault slotting in. And making her debut for the Rise is new signing Kayla Hansen, formerly of AFC Toronto. Vancouver Rise fans known for their dedication. Coach Enya Hunter-Miller says it's a big reason the team wants to win, particularly at home. Let's go inside the Rise locker room now and listen in.
Let's get in there and have confidence on the ball. You saw it in warm-up here. When you take the time on the ball, you protect the ball, we find the positions, we find the solutions. So confidence on the ball, okay? Make sure we get in there with the confidence we built from the start, okay? When we're on their third, last third here, make sure we get the corners. Make sure we get the shots on goal. Make sure we get the throw-ins on their end, okay? When we do that, we produce the chances. Last time we played Halifax, we were so close, scoring on every single corner we had. Okay, so when you come up there, be intentional. Okay, come up there to get shots, corners, all of these things. Same thing on our half. Don't give anything away. Okay, no crosses, no shots on goals, and no corners. Okay, we know that. So really work hard on that from the beginning. And then there are 10 games left in the regular season. 10 games. Okay, so we go out there, we turn this around, and it starts today. Okay, so fight for these 3 points from the beginning all the way out. Okay, let's go Rise, let's go.
You heard her say 10 games left, and both these teams have their eyes on the standings, and for good reason. They're on opposite sides of that all-important playoff line. Halifax in 4th, Vancouver in 5th. And as we learned earlier today, nothing is a given in this league. Calgary with a massive result, upsetting league-leading Ottawa 4-3. 23 degrees in Burnaby tonight, a gorgeous evening for soccer. We'll have kickoff coming up next. Signa Butler and Amy Walsh with the call.
Welcome on board our new Triangle Rewards and WestJet Rewards partnership. Prior to earning, ensure your accounts are securely linked. In the event you shop or fly with us, earn Canadian Tire money and WestJet points on all eligible purchases. Breathe normally and secure your own rewards before assisting others. Take a moment to locate where you can spend once and earn twice. Link today and watch your rewards take off. First game. First whistle. First goal. First jersey. First autograph. First favorite player. First away game. First big win. First time thinking, that's gonna be me. Firsts help us move forward together. Toyota, founding partner of the first professional women's soccer league in Canada.
Watching dough rise always fills me with inspiration.
Don't ever look at my savings account. The dough doesn't rise.
BMO has 2 simple ingredients to make your savings rise. Great interest rates and no monthly fees.
Yeah, that would do it all right.
Plus, get a cash bonus for opening a checking and savings account.
So BMO helps your savings grow bigger faster.
Like a triple dose of yeast.
You're hired.
What? No, I wasn't looking for it.
Yes, chef. Yes, chef.
Yes, chef.
BMO.
This Northern Super League match is brought to you by Simons, proud fashion partner of the NSL. And by WestJet, the official airline of the NSL.
Well, there are the two coaches greeting at midfield. Katie Barrett filling in again for Stephen Hart, who's away for a family medical emergency, and we wish him well. But Katie Barrett has been enjoying every moment since she's been on the bench for the Halifax Tides. As for Enya Heiner-Moller, we heard her before this game. It is a key one for the Rise, and their new player, Kayla Hansen, back at home, coming over from AFC Toronto to play on the Vancouver Rise and close to family and friends. Annika Toth, what a stretch she has had. 5 games this season and 3 clean sheets. It's kickoff at Swangard Stadium for the 4th meeting of the season between the visiting Halifax Tides and the Vancouver Rise. Plenty of changes on the Rise lineup today, much of it because of injury. And Amy, when you look at it, it's kind of like an injury list as tall as the North Shore Mountains in BC.
That's right.
And key players as well.
Yeah, they're up against it certainly, but at home you hope that they can rally and turn things around, because as Enya Heiner-Moller was alluding to in that team talk before they stepped out here, every single point at this point with 10 matches remaining in year 2 of the Northern Super League are critical points.
So an adjustment in the back in terms of who we're typically seeing there as Anna Bout sends the ball forward. Cheyenne Allen trying to defend. That's Francois cutting back. And DeFilippo, glorious opportunity, skies it over the bar.
Great bit of play by Francois to kind of bowl her way in, bully her way towards that byline. And Cheyenne Allen has been in outstanding form for the Tides, but Francois wins that battle, and then Annika Leslie decides to stand pat. She stands firm in that 6-yard box, and then Francois finds the feet of DeFilippo, and that has to be in the back of the net.
Enya Heiner-Moller saying they wanted to get DeFilippo in the box because she is deadly from in there, and unfortunately on that opportunity just escaped her. So one left on the table for Enya Heiner-Moller's side, who says, yes, I do have one eye on the standings.
Yeah, that's right.
Because
refreshing to hear.
Yes, on the outside looking in, and knowing that these final 10 games are critical on their season if they want a chance of repeating as champions.
Yeah, I appreciated that, because listen, a lot of coaches will tell you, oh, we're not paying attention, we're just focusing on ourselves and what we need to do and our own identity and our structure, our game model. But they're well aware of where they sit, and they have to do better. So it's not only in the performances, but it's also about the results they have to start to rack up.
There's Allen across the back to Annika Leslie, who's starting in her 2nd straight match for the Tides, and Addie Wickers, who's one of the Iron Women in the league this year, has played every single minute for the Tides in their 15 matches. Wasik sending it back to McCaslin. Valeron pushing forward on the right side. Working in combination, broken up by Reyes. Speaking of Iron Women, Anna Bout for the Vancouver Rise, same scenario there, every single minute at multiple positions for the Rise this season, anywhere from wing back to number 10 to center of midfield to wherever they need her.
Yeah, it's done so well, and it's never square peg, round hole. She always looks like she assumes each position and lends something to her team.
Whistle blown, looks like that's going against Stella Downing. Dueling it out with Reyes.
Yeah, just gets a leg in there and lets Reyes know that she's there, a little bit too much for the referee's liking.
Cheyenne Allen from Bear, Delaware, 1,600 kilometers from home. She decided to go to the Halifax Tides and been a real fixture in the back line for them this season. Kayla Hansen, first real touch of the match. And there's some trouble here. Jordan Rhodes going at Hansen. Rhodes to Downing. Downing, strike on target, well, off target. Maybe looking for Kennedy on the far post.
Yeah, I think when she sized up that ball as Rhodes played her into space, I think she had every opportunity in her mind, anything that was on her mind there, everything on her mind was to hit it on goal, and then she changed her mind at the last minute, trying to pick out Kennedy at that far post, and got caught between two minds.
Katie Barrett and her staff, the staff's so cohesive, she said. It's just been, they've been really great in helping her fill in as interim head coach. She's a young interim head coach, as she said on our call the other day, under 30 years of age, and she's just come a long way, she said, in terms of all the things that she's learned on her journey. Valeron, and just up into the arms of McCaslin. Morgan McCaslin making her 10th start of the season. Vickers doing a few shoulder checks as DeFilippo puts some pressure on Toth. Cho So-Yoon switching directions, pass off the mark. Hansen wanted a call on Rhodes there, physical battle.
Manhandled a little bit there by Rhodes. Got away with it though.
Allen trying to slide the ball through for Benatti, but read by the 16-year-old Milo Wasiak. Wasiak making her 7th appearance this season. She's on a youth development permit, so she has one more game remaining after this one. As Rhodes turns. Valeron into Downing. Bounces off the shoulder of Okamoto. Still Downing. Again, feeding this right side, it's Downing. Gets the cross in. Headed down, not away, and Cho So-Yoon hops on the loose ball. Blocked by Okamoto. Valeron, shot, nice block there by Reyes. Great backtracking from the Colombian international.
Really timely intervention because Valeron was going to get a hold of that and turn, swivel, and shoot, and really needed to be there to block that shot.
Late challenge from Francois on Sid Kennedy.
Kennedy just trying to get by, yeah, and gets that ball cleanly away.
Francois making her first start of the season, 3rd appearance since coming over a little late from Harvard University. Had to finish off that degree, you know, and get settled into the environment.
A little bit of a flex still,
I
right?
know, it's still.
I gotta stay at Harvard, finish my degree. No big deal.
No big deal. then come play some pro soccer.
Yeah.
Benatti. Again blocked this time by Ularbi. This body's in the middle of the park here at Swangard Stadium. And Johanna Moller saying we need to battle for every ball. We need to be winning these duels.
And you can see immediately Reyes has taken that to heart and won a lot of those duels, been first, important blocks and tackles, well timed. But the Tides have solved it with Jordan Rhodes coming off that back line and finding the ball to feet. Linking up and then the ball going out wide again.
Wickers looking over top, but that will bounce into the arms of McCaslin. Camila Reyes wearing the armband today for the Vancouver Rise. Of course, Quinn out right now. Shannon Weller still recovering from ACL surgery. So Camila Reyes, who used to captain the under-20s for Columbia, takes that armband today. Wasik, nice pass to Francois, and that will be a foul on Allen.
I have a feeling we've got a great battle on our hands here in store for us for the rest of this match between Cheyenne Allen and Francois.
Ularbi looking across the pitch to Hansen, that'll roll long. Kayla Hansen just coming over again from AFC Toronto, made 5 appearances for them this season. Had some injuries to start the year, and then of course the influx of fullbacks, including Shalina Zadorsky, maybe made some room for her to say, hey, I'm gonna come back home. She hasn't been home since she was 17 years old. She's now 26, since leaving for school to go to Kansas. So, you know, that's a great feeling, and this league gives players like Kayla Hansen a chance to play at home.
And we're seeing a number of these intra-league transfers as well, where you had Tynan going from the Rise to the Tides as well. And I think if one team has a need and the other team has too many players, too much depth at one position, and a player is just rotting on a bench, why not release them and have them go somewhere that where not only they can help a team out, but they can get some meaningful minutes at the same time.
Let's go down to Sarita Patel, please.
Thank you so much, Signa. Yeah, you guys were talking. Thank you so much, Signa. I know you guys were talking about Kayla Hansen and having her opportunity to come to Vancouver. Spoke to her earlier before the game started, and she said it's excited to come back where everything started. Called it a full circle moment for her. An easy transition since it's within Canada. She even joked that her dad already purchased a new Rise jersey because he used to wear an AFC Toronto jersey here with her being in Toronto playing at Swangard. And another defender that Vancouver added was Chantal Swaby. And she's working to work on match fitness right now at the moment. But Anna Muller is excited for her experience and confidence to come onto the pitch very soon. Back to you.
Sarita, thank you so much. Yeah, it's good. You got to play a little bit of merch as a parent, you know?
Yeah, that's right.
Regardless of who you play for. So a couple jerseys in the closet of Mr. Hansen, but it's Vancouver an opportunity in that previous play. And now the ball released forward to Sid Kennedy. But the offside flag going up.
Looked like that may have deflected off the Vancouver defender, but needs to be an intentional play. So Sid Kennedy in an offside position when that happened, so correctly ruled offside, but I think for a second thought she was in.
Wasik, long ball forward. Cheyenne Allen aware of Francois trailing behind. And Toth pick up the pitch, stopped by Okamoto. Reyes. Francois tried to turn inside. Benatti coming back defensively. A little bit of tricky footwork there. Kennedy, nice recovery from Jamie Perreault, playing in that wing back position. Now taken away, it's Kennedy. A shoulder shake, cut it back. Rhodes! What a stop by McCaslin! Morgan McCaslin is a shot stopper if we ever saw one, and that was a perfect example.
She's never seen a shot that she didn't think that she could stop, and great bit of determined play by Sid Kennedy, which we've become accustomed to in this league. Great work to stop her initially, then wins it back, drives the byline, cuts it back perfectly to Rhodes, and it was the right decision to take that touch inside. But Morgan McCaslin makes herself big and is able to come up with a save.
She was the Gold Glove winner last year, 9 clean sheets. It's been a bit of a difficult season in goal for both McCaslin and Wolf, just with what you guys were talking about off the top of the show, and a lot of the goals being inside the box. So
yeah, but yeah, you can see concerted team defending there, tracking. Yes, you got beat individually 1v1, as you saw Kennedy go around Owasik. But then it's the desperation here that they've been lacking recently, and McCaslin comes up with it there and leading the way in that regard. But there's bad giveaway here.
And Downing getting stuck in, gets the tackle, but given away. Swept up by Cho So-yoon and back to Wickers and Leslie. Hansen also bringing some leadership back there as well. They're obviously Owasik, 16 years of age, but Hansen winning the Shield last year with AFC Toronto, a couple years over professionally in Europe, and now she's got a challenge on her hands. Jordan Rhodes cutting inside, going to that right foot. What a placement! Jordan Rhodes, what a placement to give the Halifax Tides, the visiting side, a lead inside 20 minutes of this match.
How important was that little touch by Sid Kennedy? Just gets the foot in there. She comes off the Owasik, and then Rhodes drives inside, turns Hansen around and slots it home brilliantly, finds that far post. Nothing overly intricate or tricky, just takes her inside, outside of the foot, opens up her body, side foot, wraps her foot around it, and finds the far side to McCaslin's left. Just perfectly weighted that touch to set herself up, get it out of her feet, and strike it pure and strike it true to open the scoring for the Tides.
Jordan Rhodes, 5th goal of the season. 2nd goal against Vancouver this season. She scored in the opener back on May 18th at the Wanderers grounds. It gives her team an early lead here. We'll see what kind of grit the Vancouver Rise have here. Obviously some obstacles with a lot of players out of the lineup. But having that eye on the standings and knowing that time's running out on the season, you need these points. They want to win at home for their fans.
There has to be a response here. You know, you'll look at the game and you address it in chunks and usually in 15 minutes. So they would have wanted to win this first 15 minutes, and it was on Jess DeFilippo's foot with that great bit of play by Francois to cut it back to her right on the top of the 6. But that opportunity was wasted, and now what can you do next? Turn the page. What can you come up with at this point in the game to answer back?
Well, the Halifax Tides playing with a lead this season suits them well. In fact, they haven't dropped a point from a winning position this season And the only team to do that, Vancouver, obviously it has not gone their way when they've been in a leading position, having a hard time holding on to those leads. Downing dribbling inside. Tackle from behind by Lopez, and here comes DeFilippo, just off her shin. Reyes scoops it up. Okamoto coming forward now. Back to Bout, she works well in combination, and Toth read that cross.
Continually impressed by Anna Bout, and we mentioned her versatility, but it's the engine, it's the amount of ground that she covers, but you can't sleep on Anna Bout because the technical ability that she has, her awareness to be slotted in anywhere on the pitch and to make an impact is really, really impressive.
And about 9 appearances last season. She came over at the summer transfer window from Denmark. And this year, 15 starts, hasn't missed a minute. So 1,350 minutes and counting for Anna Bout. Lovely ball through there. That's going to be challenging for Sid Kennedy to catch up to with Perreault. Jamie Perreault playing in a little bit more of a defensive role today. We're used to seeing her as a more attacking force, the 20-year-old from Pitt Meadows, BC.
Wouldn't be the first converted winger, Signa. I've played with many a striker who talks about the glory days of playing on the front line, and instead they converted into like a wing back, as like a hybrid player, or just a fullback, and you got to stay at home, but you're defending sometimes the most dangerous players on the opposition, and they need your pace and your speed.
They need that versatility today, that's for sure. There's Katie Barrett in her 7th match today, and the record's been, it was rough at the beginning, but it's been pretty decent since. Undefeated in 3 matches.
Katie Barrett certainly, gives credit where credit is due, and to Stephen Hart, but I think you can see that the players have full trust in her. They still have the ribbons in their hair supporting Coach Stephen Hart. But I mean, the team, the whole technical staff, you mentioned that off the top, that they work so well together, everybody working in concert to support one another. But I think at 29 years old, blazing the trail here in the Northern Super League as a woman head coach, there's certainly others, but to come in and do the job and do it so well, it's pretty remarkable.
New Zealand-born coach, first New Zealand-born coach to head up a professional women's team, so a little bit of history there for Katie Barrett. Jordan Rhodes heading forward. Okamoto had to be sharp. Reyes, that's a nice little ball there to Larbi. Vickers gets out of trouble, and Rhodes coming back in support. And Maite Lopez not happy about that whistle from Carly Shaw McLaren, today's official, and gets a yellow card. And she probably should watch herself there, bouncing the ball. But Maite Lopez, a 19-year-old Colombian, unhappy.
And Rhodes does some great work, and I think it's the way that she comes through, slides in, doesn't connect with the ball initially with the boot. She comes through Rhodes with the thigh, ends up winning it that way, and upends Rhodes in the process. And I don't think the referee liked that, but the frustration from Lopez's point of view, and you saw the motion that she made, is that I made contact with the ball.
Julianne Valeron needing some medical attention here. Not sure. Looks like her boot malfunctioned.
Yeah. I mean, I know they're much more high tech than when we played, but can that happen?
Maybe. Sarita, what have you got down there for us?
Yeah, thanks. Signa, we just saw a save by Annika Toth, and we were speaking to Katie Barrett earlier yesterday talking about the goalkeeper situation that they had. Obviously, Riley Foster Inman crosses the pond to Everton, but head coach Katie Barrett had nothing but praise for her and said good luck on her journey. But she said, quote, I think we're the luckiest club in the world in terms of who we had able to step in her shoes. And she was talking about Annika, who's finding her stride this season. And the Tides also add in Kirsten Tynan. She's coming in from Vancouver Rise on a short-term loan. She will join the team en route home tomorrow, which is a great transition since she's here. She'll be going and joining this team, going home to Halifax. And Tynan's not going to be completely new to the Halifax world, as she's familiar with them because she attended a combine back in November 2024 before the Super League even started. So good luck to her on her journey in Halifax, and we could see more of Annika's magic coming up soon. Back to you.
Thanks, Sarita. Yeah, Annika Toth, last year, 19 appearances, 4 clean sheets, the best 11 goalkeeper of the year, and just in the early stages of her professional career. And you're seeing a little bit, I see the confidence coming out in her. And you see her having those conversations with Mark Haynes, the goalkeeper coach for the Tides. And it was probably tough at the start of the season. Riley Foster, Toth starting the year with an injury. Riley Foster comes in, commands the box, commands the sticks.
Yep. You have to adapt to that, and you have to ride it out and keep supporting the other players in the goalkeeping union, along with St. Croix. So talented group there, and goalkeepers are a special kind of player.
Special ball forward. Ularbi, she can score from anywhere. Gets the shot off, but Toth with the save.
But with regards to Toth, I think you make it through that. You're tested in a certain way, and you either stagnate or you grow. And I think you can see an Annika Toth who's come out the other side. Riley Foster Inman obviously makes the move, and you can see the leadership, as you mentioned, the confidence, just the way she bosses her own area. You can see that she's really made strides since last year. Benatti looking for a high boot there of and about.
A little slow in the pass from Iwasek.
But we're in the 28th minute now. We've seen a lot of defensive interventions by Jordan Rhodes coming back really deep, either to collect the ball and to link up play and keep the ball moving as they attempt to build, but also just winning the ball, intercepting, and so that the Tides can gain possession and go the other way. And I wonder if Valerand has a little boot malfunction, as you mentioned. I wonder if that's a change for her. She's on the natural grass and she's thinking, I need to go to a different setup here, go to more of a 6-stud versus a molded cleat.
You're watching the Northern Super League presented by BMO, the official bank of the NSL. It's 1-0 for the Halifax Tides, thanks to a goal from Jordan Rhodes in the 18th minute of this one. And right now it's the road team with the upper hand against the Vancouver Rise.
See what you did there?
Just for you. Valerand. Okay, finding Jordan Rhodes coming back for the ball. To your point, Amy, a player, Jordan Rhodes, that runs up to 12K a game. Ularbi intercepts. Reyes, patience back to Bout. Perreault. That's that attacking presence we were talking about. Jamie Perreault cuts back.
Oh.
Top of the box, it's DeFilippo. Tackled by Downing. The shot by Bout, just wide. So Vancouver buzzing.
That's where you see a player like Perreault really make a difference as she rides out a tackle, shakes off another challenge, and just keeps driving the byline. Misses Ularbi, and then almost connects with DeFilippo. And it's interesting, we were talking to Enya Heiner-Moller, and that shot goes wide, was talking about the brilliance of DeFilippo, and frequently a lot of her chances are right in the D, like right outside the box, where she wants her in the box and making a difference there, being more dangerous.
Benatti cuts back. Gets a shot on goal. Looked like maybe a hand was up there, but no protestation from the players.
Yep, no one really batted an eye, so I don't think there was much in that. As Benatti's driving, she cuts inside, and then it's Rhodes and I think Iwasek in that challenge, and they both kind of get tangled up, so I think that's the right call, just to allow it to play on.
Bout, nice touch inside, and cuts back. Ularbi. Reyes looking inside. Lopez couldn't turn. Okamoto looking for options, has to go back to Hansen. And just some signals crossed there.
Not a lot of options there for Iwasek. Maybe should have put her foot on the ball and gone back the other way. A lot of good things happening on the left-hand side, going through and about. Cuts the ball inside, goes around a couple of Tides players, and a reverse pass to release Okamoto into space was as dangerous, and kind of the sustained possession that they had there is the most that I've seen so far today.
Moving the switch to Valeron. Downing shielding. Swing and a miss there by Valeron. Iwasek. Ularbi finding the outlet through Iwasek.
That's a better ball by Iwasek.
Perreault. Vancouver parked in Halifax's end, headed away by Leslie. Pop back in. Filippo, I think,
called for the handball. I think she thought it was more of a shoulder. She got a deft little flick, played into her just inside the box.
Anya Heiner-Muller and the recent run of form for the Rise. It's been 3 losses at home, which is the part that hurts the most, because they really, this crowd that shows up in Burnaby, BC at Swangard Stadium, it's loud, you can hear them out there. They want to win games for them, and they've been on the wrong side of it. Games that they had the lead and then gave it away, so that was the harder part as well. Wasik pulling forward. Goes into that mud puddle in the middle of the field. Foul called on the Tides.
Tangled together after the ball moved away. We've seen recently in NSL very little tolerance for that. Just bowled over Reyes is by Lemire. We've seen Ularbi from this area, Signa, but on the opposite side of the field, see some success, see if she can deliver from the right-hand side.
10 minutes to play in this opening half. Anais Ularbi flicked on, and that was off the hand.
No reaction from the referee.
Looked like it skipped off the hand of Valerand. Vancouver moving on. Perreault. Jamie Perreault, nice footwork. The cross. Now Lopez has the cross in. Lemire heads it away, and Kennedy says, let's pump this up the pitch. As Hansen holds off Rhodes, and back to McCaslin. Vancouver creating opportunities for themselves.
And a lot of it is coming from that right side, whether it's Perreault or Francois, really probing, good attacking thrust coming on that side. You saw Wasik, wires crossed a little bit, some static movement, but that was just a little bit of a blip, because a lot that's good that's happening right now for the Vancouver Rise attack is coming off that right side.
It's another look at this free kick, Amy.
So Larby swings it in, and then it pitches. It maybe catches the knuckle of Valerand, so you know that's more innocuous than I thought initially, Signa. I think it was the right call to let that play. I think it's the body language sometimes when you're a player in the box. You see oftentimes now players with their hands behind their backs. They just don't want to give the referee any chance to call a handball, but sometimes it's what you do with your arm after potential contact. If you draw it back immediately, you think, you know, as if you've touched something hot. Surely the player must be guilty, but there, I don't think it touched much of Valerand at all.
Overhearing that, I think Holly Ward is in the house at Swangard Stadium today. Of course, a sensational rookie campaign with the Rise last season, helping them to the championship, winning goal in the final, and then found herself a job in the NWSL.
I think she wishes she was getting a little bit more minutes with the rain, but it's still a great story for a young player who had, as you mentioned, she was in scintillating form, both with the Rise, but also with our Canadian women's national team.
Corner kick here for Vancouver. Trying to equalize in this game, Reyes. Punched away by Toth. Hansen. Back into the penalty area. Looking for that target in DeFilippo. And that'll skip out of bounds for a Vancouver throw.
That was a good early ball in by Kayla Hansen and connects with the player that she's seeking to find. in Jess DeFilippo. We were talking about how her finishing, that clinical edge is being developed, being honed, creating much more dangerous opportunities for the Rise, but where she's lethal is on set pieces and with her head.
Wasik. Headed away by Valeron. DeFilippo, she's in the mix as well, and Ularbi tried a little chip pass in there. It didn't quite work, but creativity when you're in the right spots is okay, right?
Oh my goodness. Creativity when you're in the wrong spots is okay. I love that. That was a cheeky little scoop by Ularbi, just trying to bypass a couple of Tides that were in front of her and trying to release DeFilippo in the box.
So Valeron has moved over to the left side of the back line for the Tides, and Allen is on the right. Benatti finds Cho So-yoon. Oh, right idea. Just again, the ESP was not on that time.
That's right. And it usually is. Those two work very well together. There's a terrific understanding between the two of them, but I think on that occasion, Cho could have kept going with it. Another one of those progressive carries that she's not necessarily known for, but you see Rhodes and her presence can back off that back line, give the midfielders like Benatti, like Cho, and those rare forays forward a little bit more space to exploit.
DeFilippo, long throw over top. Francois edged off the ball, maybe looking for a call there on Annika Leslie. Doesn't get it this time.
Francois is a problem, though. The Tides have had a very difficult time up until now containing her, and they're maybe going to ground immediately once she felt the contact from Leslie. That's why she doesn't get that call. Goes down a little bit too easily, but she's been able to turn that corner time and time again, whether it's around Leslie or it's around Allen. You can see now the fullbacks for the Tides found their places again. Probably just found themselves on opposite sides following that corner kick. Just needed a couple of minutes to regain their positions.
Okamoto intercepts. Wickers had enough on it to get back to Toth. Okamoto did well to win that ball, and that goes off Valeron for a handball, and this will be another set piece in dangerous territory for the Vancouver Rise in the final minutes of this opening half.
I was going to say Valeron's much happier to give that handball away versus one in the box and perhaps concede a pen, but this, as you mentioned, Signa, still a great opportunity for the Tides, or pardon me, for the Rise to try to get something versus the Tides just before the stroke of halftime.
Toth organizing her wall while we see Anais Ularbi and Camila Reyes on the ball. Both of them excellent service from set pieces. Ularbi, yeah, that was quite a goal from her. One of her 3 goals on the season, curled right in the corner. So I think everyone aware of what this young Montrealer can do. And it will be Ularbi on the ball. And it's going to be a shot towards goal. Is it going to be a cross here?
I'm just going to go for it.
Ularbi, cross this time. Awasek across goal! And Toth dove to her right. No rebound there.
That was well disguised because she had me fooled. I thought she was teeing this one up, but she just clips it over to the back post And it's really well done by Owasik to try to get that back across the face of goal. Just needed to pull it out ever so slightly. Just squared across the 6.
Francois colliding with a Tides player, earning a yellow card from Carly Shaw McLaren. Lemire picks herself up, but Audrey Francois, who's a player that really loves to get in on those duels. Anya Heiner-Moller says she likes it when the games get hectic, and Carly Shaw McLaren thought that was a little too much.
Yeah, I mean, 50-50 where I think the Tides player gets the worst of it, but the referee seemed to indicate that it was a cumulative effect. There were a number of fouls prior to that over the course of this first half, and that's why she's booked.
Francois, former Canadian Youth International, from U15 all the way up through U20, picks up a yellow. We're into stoppage time here, 3 minutes of it at Swangard Stadium. Jordan Rhodes has the goal for the Halifax Tides, but it's Vancouver who has the share of possession in this opening half. Hansen cuts inside as Downing was in pursuit. Gave it away though. Earned it back. And that'll be a foul on Downing. Maite Lopez! And that's over the bar. Maite Lopez has been really dangerous this season. The 19-year-old, 2 goals, 2 assists. She's on loan from Angel City FC and making the most of her opportunities. Maybe not right here, though.
Oh, that needs to go well beyond Lopez at that point. Once it goes to the head of Allen, that needs to be far away and to the sides, not dropping right at the top of the D right there. And Lopez doesn't miss by much, and she's been in outstanding form for the Vancouver Rise.
Free kick the way of the Rise. In these final seconds of the opening half. Looking over top. Headed back in, Lemire. A bit of a boot, looked like. And that is it for stoppage time in this opening half. It's 1-0 for the visiting Halifax Tides, thanks to a goal from Jordan Rhodes, her 5th of the season. We'll have our halftime show straight ahead here. You're watching the NSL.
Oh my God, what is that?
See, again, I think I do have to do a little hip mobility and some knee mobility for this one.
Oh my pull groin. Choose 2 candies that you want, and then the 2 pictures that are under are the poses you'll have to do.
Okay. There you go.
Yep.
Wait, I don't know if wow. Okay, yeah, easy.
That's
So
one of two.
Oh, okay, I can choose which one
Oh,
I do?
no, you're doing both.
okay.
I want this one. Oh my God, what is that? Like, what even is that? Okay, girl.
Oh, wow. That's something. Really good one. I don't know if my body is gonna be able to do that. Oh, wow. So this is the second one.
Honestly, I need to do a little mobility warm up for this, guys.
Where is she putting that arm?
What the actual heck is she doing?
Like this, and then no way. No way, guys.
This, so like this is this hand. It's taking a lot of figuring out to do.
A contract in modeling after this?
Wait, this is
Oh, yeah.
trippy.
Exactly. And Sour Patch Kids naturally. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Wow. So this is the pose.
Okay, this
I got-
one, you just moved from a bullet. Yes!
Okay, and give face to the camera.
Oh, yes.
Take one. Oh, my pull groin.
Like, kind of make it look like it's broken a little bit. But yes!
I'm feeling pretty good about this. Oh yes! Okay. This is what's up.
I feel like I probably practiced this when I was a child watching America's Next Top Model, so.
Oh, I'm nervous to see what this is. Oh, you're joking. Do I have to hit it now?
And then I want these. What is this? Where'd you find these pictures?
Higher than your hip, higher. Nice, okay.
Look to the side. Okay. Perfect.
Is she like biting her finger?
Like a little bit more relaxed. Like,
I can't. Like, you can't relax.
I feel my ankle really working.
Insert yes face.
Pensive face.
We are so glad you're here. Kate McKenna, Aaron McLeod with you. We're here to watch the match with you and give you a ton of insight, analysis that you might not get anywhere else, and we're going to have a ton of fun along the way.
Do you treat your young players different than your more senior veteran players?
My pal Kelsey Mitchell, familiar with Alberta weather, multi-sport Olympian. This is a question for Aaron. Will you bring the 2002 Mohawk back?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Color and everything. Come on, subscribers, let's go.
Make it happen. Welcome to the NSL Halftime Show presented by BMO, the official bank of the Northern Super League. The Halifax Tides up by 1 after 45 minutes of play, and here's a look at the stats. As we might expect, Vancouver with the bulk of possession, but also, as we might expect, Halifax refusing to concede a goal. Let's go pitch side now. Sarita Patel is with the goal scorer, Jordan Rhodes.
All right, so you're got the goal, second against Vancouver. Can you just walk us through how patient you were just to get that into the net?
Yeah, I think we've worked on it a lot. Like sometimes I don't think I have as much time as I actually do, so I'm just glad that I was able to be composed in that moment.
And what do you guys got to do to get these 3 points on the road?
Yeah, it's been pretty chaotic, but I think we just need to be calm and confident in our play, and we'll be fine.
All right, good luck in the second half.
Thank you.
Kate McKenna, Amy Walsh with you in studio, and Katie Barrett says Jordan Rhodes is poised to become a top goal scorer in this league, and we saw evidence of that in this match, not only with the goal, which we'll get to, but 3 minutes earlier, prior to that, when she forced Morgan McCaslin to come up big.
And I thought when Halifax were really searching to connect, to move forward, to march up the pitch, it was the link-up play of Jordan Rhodes coming off that back line, connecting, and then spinning wide. So when she drives here, and it's the good work from Kennedy, who is unrelenting, who's determined, doesn't give up after she loses the initial duel. Great little move, gets to the byline, goes by Owasic, and then it's a really smart, perfectly weighted touch by Rhodes to be able to give herself that space. Kate to be able to get the shot off in the first place, the outstretched leg by Bout, but terrific stuff by Morgan McCaslin. I think there's no doubt that she is the best shot stopper in this league. She makes herself big. You know, you've been a goalkeeper.
I do.
That's the most important thing. It's the mindset, and this is after they conceded 3 goals in their run of 3 games where they've lost at home. So that was huge for her right off the top.
Absolutely. You could see on her face how good she felt about that save. But the tides did turn a few minutes later. Jordan Rhodes does find the back of the net. It's our Intact Insurance move at the half. And Sid Kennedy also involved in this one.
Yeah, Kennedy, I think a lot of the good things that were happening for the Rise were down the right-hand side. And then same side of the pitch, but just the other end of the field. Here is Rose. There's that little toe by Kennedy. Sends Rose going, and then she turns Kayla Hansen inside out. And again, it's that little touch. She thinks that Hansen is going to go to the left, and then Rhodes goes back to her right, opens up her foot, just passes it in beyond McCaslin. So as good a shot stopper as she is, there's nothing that she can do there. So there's there's a nuanced aspect to Jordan Rose's game that I think we're seeing now emerge.
You know, Vancouver may be down by 1, but they had the first golden opportunity of this game just over a minute in. It starts with some fantastic play by Audrey Francois to find Jess DeFilippo, and she has to do better here, doesn't she?
Yeah, the combination that we're seeing down the right-hand side is really the bright spot for the Vancouver Rise. I'd also like to shout out the great play of Anna Bout in the middle of the pitch, but Francois was owning Allen, so she's getting down to the byline. We saw this time and time again, but that's through traffic. Leslie elects to stand pat. She stays on her 6, and then you see DeFilippo. She smartly just stops her run, and then Francois recognizes that, cuts it back. But you have to go over that. You have to drive it in, and then you get that on net with enough pace and power. That is a goal, and that changes the complexion of this match entirely. It just would have felt so good for the Rise.
Audrey Francois, in her first start with a heck of a performance so far in this match. Well, it's time for a break, but coming up, we will chat with Sid Kennedy and Annika Leslie from the Tides on the importance of representation in the NSL. Stay with us.
You got this. Now we're together again.
I feel like I started to understand in college what that next step looked like of being a professional athlete. It wasn't very clear when I was younger because there wasn't professional soccer.
I graduated from a smaller school in the East Coast, and after my last game, I was like, I feel like I'm not done, and I had more to give to the sport. So I went to a tryout, and they were like, we don't have a contract for you because you're a midfielder. And in that moment, I was like, wait, I'm actually like not good enough. And I started calling all my friends, and I was like, do you think I'm good at soccer? And everyone was like, yeah, we think you're really good. Deciding for myself, I was like, no, you are good enough. Stop getting all this external validation and just like know within yourself that you're good enough.
I think for me it was a full circle moment. I played with the national team here in like 2014 and 2015, and after living in Vancouver during that time, I told myself, I'm gonna live here again. Being back in Canada, obviously like with the landscape of what's happening in the US, how much we had worked toward building this league and building opportunities for women in soccer in Canada, I think that was definitely a full circle moment for like all of the work I personally had put in, other people around me. Yeah, it was just exciting to be part of that.
I mean, I knew that Vancouver was having a team, and I was like, wow, that's so great. And then actually Cooney was the one that was like, hey, I'm thinking of going there. You know when you hear about an opportunity and like it just everything about it feels right? And Cooney was like, I'm gonna go there. And I was like, I wanna go there. And then I was like, wow, like I just got instant excitement, and I've always wanted to just be in a new league and help grow the sport.
More than just an annual theme match. It's about daily representation and about consistently ensuring that all feel welcome. Let's hear more from the pair in this installment of Where the Game Takes You, presented by WestJet.
It's super amazing to get to kind of play in a game that's bigger than just the game. We have a platform as players in this league that I think we can use to our advantage, and representation at the end of the day is huge.
I think representation sounds simple, but it's taken a long time to get here, and I think we're finally a place where we're kind of representing a lot of people and people can see themselves in us.
our team talks to each other kind of about things that go on outside of the soccer field. The people that are brought in, it makes it super easy on us to kind of gel with them because they're already amazing people. So
we're strong on and off the field, and we did a lot of work in preseason, I think, as well, to make sure that we really knew each other and formed those connections early on.
I can talk about going to my girlfriend's house, and I can ask about somebody else who maybe spent the weekend with their girlfriend or the boyfriend, and these things like go such a long way in making you feel seen when you could just have these kind of open and candid conversations about it. So I think, yeah, just being able to be open, getting to know people on a personal level, and being able to share that level of ourselves too is huge, because at the end of the day, we spend almost every day together. So if you're trying to hide a part of yourself, you're never going to feel truly happy, and I think that doesn't happen on this team. Having, you know, little girls look up to us that can say, I'm going to do that one day, I'm going to be in this league one day. It doesn't matter kind of what your background is, what your sexual orientation is, like, you can be here too and you can play in this league. So I think any game that we get to put that on display and show that it is possible is just a massive privilege and something that I'll never take for granted. So it's cool to see it all come to life.
Yeah, I think, like you said, Pride really is just about inclusion and making people feel safe no matter where they are, whether it's the players on the field or people coming to watch our games. Like, we just want it to be a place where everyone can come, support, be inspired.
You're watching a super competitive event. It's very fun, very family friendly. Everyone kind of has a space there, and we want everyone to know that.
Halifax with a 1-0 lead, and so far that's been a very good place for the Tides to be. They haven't let a lead turn into dropped points all season long, and Vancouver will try to change that in the second half.
Hey, I'm Stella, and this is what practice sounds like. Yeah. Move into my own rhythm. Did you exercise on our 2 off days? It's okay, today's just a tanning day. I feel as though I mentally exercised. I did a Sudoku, and I played tag with my dogs. That's like the same thing. Yeah. Bye! I raided our snack room and had 3 granola bars and 2 gummy packets and a nice chilled glass of water. I'm still famished. Okay, Julia. Damn. Do you guys want to juggle? Okay. Why am I first, guys? Yeah. 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 Back. Yeah.
Welcome back to our Northern Super League coverage on TSN. We're watching the Halifax Tides take on the Vancouver Rise. It's the Tides with a 1-0 lead after 45 minutes, but there's still a half to play at Swangard Stadium in Burnaby, BC. Jess DeFilippo and her team trying to find a rebound performance in the second half. They had the share of possession and had some opportunities, Amy, but it didn't quite hit the frame.
No, it didn't, but they seemed to be doing all of the right things, and there were a couple of warning bells, alarm bells going the other way, a long ball with that pitched right in front of their own 18, but Morgan McCaslin coming up big on Jordan Rhodes initially, and then it seemed like the Rise, while they didn't have a response immediately following the Rhodes goal, they are definitely growing into this game. So I'm sure Anya Heiner-Moller was talking to them about building on that, especially the second half of the first half, so that they come out guns blazing here, and if they get an opportunity, much like the one that Jess DeFilippo got early on, that they have to bury it.
So kickoff delayed slightly because they're going to do a little bit of repair work on a couple patches in the field, as you can see. So Carly Shaw McLaren standing by. There's a few mud patches, one in particular around the 18-yard box. And And there is NSL champion Holly Ward in the white shirt, the 22-year-old from Vancouver. Winning goal in the NSL final, now playing with the Seattle Reign in the NWSL, not too far away, of course. I believe she's talking to Mia Ponte.
There we go. Two players who probably go way back.
Yeah. Vancouver Rise Academy.
There we go. Yeah, I'm not sure why this is a problem now to begin the second half, where Morgan McCaslin dealt with it in the first. But they've decided it needs to be addressed.
Well, a grass pitch is always nice to play on as a player, but they're trying to make sure that it's as playable as possible at Swangard. It's a little bit of sand and sod, perhaps.
Yeah. You hope that...
I'm not a groundskeeper, as you can tell.
Clearly not.
Clearly not.
I had nothing to add either. You could have said anything there.
Yeah, I feel like there was some kind of groundskeeper Willie joke to be had
No,
or something.
I won't even attempt the accent.
No. But we will tell you about a substitution coming into the match, and that is Latifa Abdu. Looking for a little bit of offense. Well, Latifa Abdu can certainly do that. Coming out of the match, Kayla Hansen. Maybe a little bit of a surprise, but Hansen, again, just coming over from the AFC Toronto, so not wanting to put too many minutes into her pocket just yet as she acclimatizes to the environment and game fitness with the Vancouver Rise.
You wonder if this is it's obviously not a like for like. It's a striker for somebody on your back line for a center back. So Latifa Abdu is not lining up next to next to Iwasik, but I wonder if this is a little bit of a tactical tweak, and it's Anya Heiner-Moller thinking we need to be front-footed. We saw some good things going forward. Why not set the team up in more of a 3-4-3 instead of a 4-3-3?
So Anya Heiner-Moller has been playing around with tactics with her team this season. And let's go down to Sarita right now while the groundskeepers do their job.
Thank you so much. Yes, I spoke to both head coaches coming out of the tunnel for the second half and spoke to Katie Barrett coming out, and I said, what was the message? She goes, look, we need to be a little bit tidier defensively. I think just at the end of the game there, we allowed them to get too much momentum in possession and a little bit more quality, but we need to get some aggression to keep going for more goals. I think that'll be really important. But again, tidying up that defensive stuff, which we take a lot of pride in. To be ready to defend the box when they make changes, be sure that we're chasing to win this game and not trying to lose it. While Anya Heiner-Moller for Vancouver Rise said that, it was a really simple message that we need to come up. We need to build from above and make sure that the pressure is on, and we just need to be higher up in general. Back to you.
Pitch, Sarita. That makes a lot of sense. Vancouver Rise, of course, were in the Halifax Tide's end, and winning the ball closer to goal obviously makes sense. And there's a lot of sand being brought out on the pitch right now as the staff here at Swangard Stadium trying to get this field ready.
And as players, this is difficult. It's one thing dealing with the delay and you're still within the confines of the dressing room, but it's quite another where you're physically ready to go and ready for that ball to be kicked to start the second half, and then you're being told, hold on, halt, stop right now. So these players have to keep warm and have to stay engaged.
Well, while we await some of these repairs on the pitch, why don't we show you how we got here? It's 1-0 after one half of play, and it happened by the foot of Jordan Rhodes. Here's how it started, Amy.
And a really important little play there by Sid Kennedy. Gets a toe in and releases Rose and cuts across the goal, goes from the left to the right, just gets it out of her feet and ties Kayla Hansen in knots. And again, I mentioned it to Kate at halftime. She's a big body. She's a classic number 9, a center forward. Leads the line as that focal point in their attack, which they absolutely needed. But it's the little nuances of her game, the refinement, the sophistication that she's now playing with. It's really lovely to see. So it's not only putting her stamp on the Tides and how they play and their identity, but it's the exclamation mark with the finishes that Jordan Rhodes is bringing.
Well, apparently her GPS is off the charts. She, as you can see, she tracks back a lot in play. And I know we talked to Stephen Hart earlier this season. He said she just works her socks off. Goal scoring galore, whether it was at University of Kentucky. She's the all-time program record there in goals, and scoring 11 in Iceland, 12 in Iceland in back-to-back seasons. So somebody to keep an eye on for sure for the Halifax Tides in these final 10 games of the year. If you're just joining us, we're just having a little bit of a delay at Swangard Stadium in Burnaby, BC, as some sand is put down inside the 18-yard box on the Halifax Tide side of things. Well, Sarita, we hear you've got a little bit more intel for us.
Yes, so we were speaking to the coaches before our games, and we know they like to always give praise to their staff, but there was one person in particular that we heard about, which was Mark Haynes. He's the goalkeeper coach for the Halifax Tides, and if you look at their stats, the Tides have allowed only 5 goals on set pieces. They're tied for first with AFC Toronto and have scored 8 of their 18 goals on set pieces. That's around 45% of their goals. And when we talked to head coach Katie Barrett about that, she acknowledged and gave the flowers that he deserves to goalkeeper coach Mark Hayes, saying that he does a lot of the work both offensively and defensively for set plays. And I spoke to him before the game, just asking him where he gets his ideas from or how they plan and execute such set pieces. He goes, quote, "Given how tight this league is at all times, set pieces can be the difference in any game, both attacking and defending. A lot of games are 1-goal games. A lot are decided on set pieces alone." It was something we talked a lot about at the end of last year, where it wasn't such a strength of ours. So we spent a lot of time going about it together collectively as a staff. They also acknowledged that 20% of the week goes towards set pieces. And during this game, anytime there was a set piece, both offensively and defensively, Mark got up and he was really vocal, making sure that the girls heard what he had to say and remembered what the game action plan was. Back to you.
Sarita, thank you. Yeah, it's amazing how much time and analysis and practice goes into set pieces, because as we know, that's essentially where games are won and lost a lot of the time. Well, we are going to get underway here after those repairs on the pitch, as the Vancouver Rise stare down a 1-0 deficit, trying to break a 3-game slide at Swangard Stadium. And the Rise wearing their dark kits today, going from left to right on your screen on the attack early. And the Tides wearing their teal. There is Abdu, first touches of the game. Top of the box, Francois, taken by Abdu. Leslie breaks that up. Oh, wow. Toth escapes with that, but
A little bit casual.
Yeah. Especially with that area in the box that you need to be careful of. And Allen will just send that out for a throw in, and Tides will recover, and the Rise say, we've got a deep throw in here. Let's make something happen. Wasik. Loud keeper from the keeper, Annika Toth. Cho So-yoon gets it as far as Benatti. The Tides moving up to midway point of the field. Sid Kennedy. Important player for the Tides, one of their leadership group. Okamoto. And a quick ball forward, Latifa Abdu, and she was just a shade offside. But Abdu can be so dangerous running off the backs of defenders.
Her timing is impeccable, the way that she just lurks there and just waits, bides her time, and she's just a half step there on Wickers. She needed a little bit more patience, but it was a brilliant first-time ball. I think we're seeing Yuko Okamoto deployed as the middle of a back three for the Vancouver Rise.
Well, the Rise needs some offensive juice, so going to a back three might just be what the doctor ordered. And about pushing forward to Larby.
But again, that's Bout moved around the pitch, and then that great first-time ball almost released Latifa Abdu.
Bout's cross headed away by Wickers. Vancouver trying to stay high in Halifax's zone. Reyes. Abdu. Filippo and Reyes combining. Wide to Francois. Cutting inside. That's nice from Francois. Wickers clears it. So Audrey Francois again on this right side. Her first start of the season. She's making the most of it.
And Cheyenne Allen needs some help. So if I'm Annika Leslie, that left side is center back, I am not leaving Allen isolated 1v1 versus Francois. She draws Allen in and knows exactly what she's gonna do, just dinks it around her and then beats her inside, collects the ball again and whips the ball in. Bout looking for the foul there, not getting the call. Oh, wow.
Big collision there between Bout and Downing.
Bout still frustrated, and that was a couple of things coming together. It was the pulling back from Mularby, and then it was Bout waiting for Downing, who didn't see her, I think, and just added to the impact of that collision.
Wickers over top, headed away by Perot. Tifa Abdu, the quick feet. And back to Morgan McCaslin. When Sarita Patel was talking to Jordan Rhodes about her goal in the first half, she said the first half was chaotic. We've seen a little bit more of that 5 minutes into this half.
Yeah, I think so. You can still have chaos without a really high tempo and without the game being overly open. I think that's what we saw overwhelmingly in the first half.
Perot doesn't give up a corner and clears it up the pitch. Benatti turning. Looking for a shot on goal. She had a shot, it was blocked.
Benatti found herself with about 5 or 6 yards to work with as she charged towards the 18-yard box, but it was on her left foot, and she desperately wanted it on her right. And by the time she moved it over there, you had Owasic stepping out of that back line, and then you had Cho in an offside position.
Owasic playing out of the back to Perot. Whoop, given away. Okamoto recovered just in time.
And up until that point, it was great composure shown by Perreault to escape that pressure, to turn inside, and looked like a fairly routine ball that was intercepted by Stella Downing, who was ready to pounce. Both teams just finding their way in this second half. So-Yoon, the heady veteran Korean legend, turning back, giving away to Camila Reyes, and she's got Abdu sliding, and cleared away by Addie Wickers. Headed away by Valeron, but Latifa Abdu, when she charges forward, the fans get out of their seats and thought maybe they had an equalizer there. Instant threat, going a little bit more vertical. You know that Abdu is ready to go and is gone like a shot just into space. So Bonatti loses the ball there, head up by Reyes, releases Abdu into space, cuts it back inside towards the pressure and towards the defender in Leslie, and she's able to just get a foot on it. And then the ball rolls a little bit dangerously towards that mud patch and also the goal. You knew it was going to be a factor, Signa. It's like a magnet, but it's cleared from danger by the Halifax Tides.
Wasik looking for Francois. Allen moving forward now. Cheyenne Allen has Kennedy to her left, Bonatti to her right, goes to Kennedy, cuts inside, and Reyes clearing it away, and Reyes is getting everyone fired up.
Starting off the second half exactly like she started the first, and here's Allen driving forward, good interception, keeps the ball, waits for Wasik to make a decision. Well-timed ball, just maybe not enough weight on it to fully release Sid Kennedy. And then it's cleared by Reyes, and as you mentioned, important intervention, and tries to get the rest of her team up to that same level of intensity that she's operating at.
Rhodes earns the corner kick. So Sid Kennedy cutting to the inside. Reyes fired up, wearing that captain's armband, saying, we got to clear this away.
Yeah, that's a balance of, hey, look what I did, follow my lead, but also be better.
So-Yoon, shot on target, no, goes wide. So 10 minutes into this second half, and we sit at the same score line we were after 18 minutes of this game. Well, if you're a fan of Ted Lasso, you must know that season 4 is underway, and it's focusing on women's pro soccer this time around. So join Ted and all the gang. I like assistant coach Chilton myself.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Coach Beard.
Oh, Beard is classic.
Beard's my fave.
Well, that's streaming now on Apple TV. Reyes to Bout. Bout taking on Downing, gets the cross in. Oh, what a finish! Jesta Filippo, she knows how to own a box, and she's put her team back in this game. It's 1-1 at Swangard.
Incredible stuff. And again, off the boot of Anna Bout. I mentioned Bout as a standout performer, being deployed in the middle of the pitch. Now she's being moved to the left-hand side of a back three, a little bit of a tactical tweak by Anya Heiner-Moller. And we talked about Jesta Filippo. We talked about that big miss that she had just on the edge of the six. Here she is in an offside position. She knows this is coming in. This is great timing, great bit of work by Anna Bout to beat Downing to the outside, and it's a lofted ball, and it looks like the Tide's back line is in full control. But De Filippo gets up, with a punishing header, not only to find the back of the net, but to flatten Karima Lemire. Just brilliant stuff by DeFilippo.
Bottom right-hand corner. It doesn't get much better than that, and just DeFilippo, 8 goals on the season. Has everyone on their feet at Swangard Stadium, 1-1. These two teams have played 3 times already this season. Each team has a win plus a draw, so who's gonna get the upper hand today?
Looks like that rallying cry by Reyes was oddly effective.
Valeron trying to skip over a couple players.
Yeah, I think that was coming back. It wasn't the foul, the last duel with Reyes, but the one prior to that with Ularbi.
Lemire looking for Downing, couldn't quite get there. But Downing will get it. Valeron's pass back to Wickers. And sends it to Toth, who calmly sends it to Leslie. It really does have a hectic pace to this game, doesn't it?
Yeah, and it's also that the possession is pretty even. It's both teams exchanging good spells.
Kennedy cutting into that left foot, broken up by Wasik. So another corner kick coming up for the Halifax Tides, and I know Sarita was talking about Mark Haynes and the set pieces earlier, so is this an opportunity for the Tides to find a lead again?
They've got some real quality here in the boot of Benatti.
Julia Benatti striking at far post. Just goes by the foot of Valeron.
Good service as this in-swinging ball comes across. And McCaslin elects to stay, and it's maybe just a touch high, but that's the type of ball that, as somebody who's in the box, somebody like me, I played center midfield, but love to be on the end of a set piece or a corner kick. Those are the ones that you love to get up for because they're so easy to redirect with enough power on them.
Audrey Francois, a nice shift for her today, nearly 60 minutes of play, takes a seat. And into the game, Alex Lamontagne, who Enya Heiner-Moller has called a powerhouse. So perhaps powerhouse for powerhouse exchange here. But Lamontagne, a former Canadian Youth International, a couple caps with the senior national team, and a summer transfer window signing for the Rise into the match. Lopez to Reyes, over top to Bout, skips off her foot, and will go out for a goal kick. But some real chemistry happening between Reyes and Bout.
It's a good bit of play and really well worked by them, and you can see Bout taking off long before it even comes to Reyes, so anticipating good fluid movement to their attack and looking to create some danger going forward.
Lamontagne reading that. First touch out for a throw-in. Allen looking for options. Cho. Kennedy lays it in for Rhodes, battling with Wasik. And McCaslin easily gathers that up.
I think if Rhodes had another 3 or 4 steps, she would have beaten Owasic out, but Owasic did enough with her body positioning to kind of eliminate the run and the threat from Rhodes.
Karima Lemire laid on the challenge on Maite Lopez, and a yellow card comes out of the pocket of Carly Shaw McLaren for Lemire.
That's the tug on the jersey. Would have maybe been a foul anyway, but it's just that little extra sauce that's thrown in by Lemire.
Larby shipping over top, and Toth again. Lamontagne picking off the pass from Leslie. Abdu now. Nice tackle by Valeron. Downing does well. Cho So-Yun.
Space to run.
Kennedy cutting in. Given away. And Abdu coming out the other way. Latifa Abdu looking up. And Allen in the nick of time got a piece of that.
I think part of what's contributing, Signa, to the chaotic nature of the game is the lack of quality sometimes, especially in the middle third. And sometimes it's the cheap giveaways. And in the final third, you saw there with Kennedy, the right decision to bring it inside, but then not even a squared ball across, but it's a ball that's played backwards. And then Latifa Abdu just gobbles that up and goes the other way.
Shots in the second half here. 2 shots apiece, but both of Vancouver's have been on target. And of course, beautiful goal by Jess DeFilippo, her 8th of the season. You're watching the NSL, presented by BMO, the official bank of the Northern Super League. And about cutting inside. Be one too many touches, and Downing decided to take that away and draws the foul while she's at it. And about one of the University of Pittsburgh players in the league. Ball skips off Owasic to Jordan Rhodes. Downing. Benatti. And blocked. Out for a corner kick.
2 players involved there in winning that corner kick who are so lively, who are so influential. Their last match when they won 1-0 at Stade Boréal versus the Montreal Roses, and today haven't really influenced the game. I think that either of them would have liked. Need to be on the ball more and connecting, breaking lines, running at players, the channel running that we've seen Stella Downing do be effective. We've seen her turn inside and connect that way. But they really need to be a lot more involved for the Tides.
Karima Lemire is on the corner. Driven in. Bounces down to the foot of Reyes. Substitution coming up for the Halifax Tides. Karima Lemire, who just took that corner kick, comes out. And Julie Peterson coming into the game. unhappy. Not sure if it was with that corner kick or perhaps the defending in the box with Jess DeFilippo. Again, one of the best headers of the ball in this league, making the Tides pay. There's Lamontang, the 30-year-old from Richmond Hill, Ontario. Cho So-yun to Kennedy against Perreault, and Perreault will give up a corner kick.
So the Tides are getting these opportunities from either corners or set pieces, longer balls in. They're able to connect and go vertical, march up the field, but they're taking the lines a little bit of time to get up there and get numbers forward. Can they have some more sustained possession in that final third?
Fourth corner kick of the game for the Halifax Tides. Again, going far post. I know for a goal kick.
So it's Peterson this time stepping up instead of Bonatti, and that sails over McCaslin. And initially I thought that the Tides were going to be set up for another corner kick because it looked like it went off the boot of Okamoto. But I was wrong.
You're rarely wrong, by the way. You were waiting for me to say that.
No, I was not. That was not a
Awkward,
setup.
awkward silence.
Happens a lot. Not the awkward silence, just the being wrong part. This is a late challenge there by Lamontang on Allen. Goes inside and then just takes her legs out. Like the profiles of players that Enya Heiner-Moller has deployed right now, like we've seen Lamontang have the flexibility and the freedom to kind of roam all over the pitch. I think it served them well.
Nice duel there between Downing and Bout. Yeah. Fouls galore on both sides. Everybody wants the ball today.
I think we're going back to that challenge that involved Jordan Rhodes, Jess DeFilippo, and another Rise player, potentially.
That's Mila Iwasek down on the pitch. So Enya Heiner-Moller taking this opportunity to talk to her players. They made that tactical change to start the second half at 3 in the back. Did you like what you see?
Yes, I like the impetus. I like their willingness to be front-footed and aggressive and to go for it. That's the type of attitude you need. I mean, our match day -1 call with Enya Heiner-Moller, she said this team, their mindset needs to be to go out there and fight and to battle. So as players, you want to see that mirrored by your coach in the way that they're attacking the game as well, not sitting back and letting it come at you, but okay, we're going to take a risk here, but it's calculated. We've got the personnel here that can make a difference.
And they have made a difference so far. Let's take a look at this challenge here, and just body's getting tangled up.
Yeah, you don't even see Iwasek goes with Rhodes as she checks off of her, and I don't think DeFilippo is aware at all that Iwasek is there. I don't think it would have changed the way that she went up for the ball, but it's Iwasek that gets the brunt of it, or takes the brunt of it rather.
So Anna Bout exiting the game. Anais Ularbi exiting the game. Josie Longhurst coming in. And another youth development permit player in Raquel Partovi coming in. This is just her second appearance of the season. She played against the Halifax Tides back on July 25th. And with that substitution, that ends the Iron Woman streak for Anna Bout this season, but she certainly put in quite the mileage today, I would imagine.
Yeah, what a shift.
Probably a couple dozen kilometers there today.
What are you on about? Pure quality.
Amy Walsh.
Sorry, it's been there the whole season, including last year. I've been sitting on it for a while.
So it's 1-1 at Swangard Stadium. Jordan Rhodes able to win that back and appears to have won a free kick.
Underrated and tight, Jordan Rhodes.
Yeah.
Really good feet. Big body, wins the ball, gets in there, a little bit of a straight-legged move, and then a little meg. Really well done.
So it'll be Julie Peterson on the ball. And can the Tides create something on the road? In this 1-1 game. Peterson, far post, and off the side netting. And at the end of it, Jordan Rhodes, I mean, she connects with almost every set-piece ball.
Yeah, it's uncanny because this one looks like it's hung up a little bit too much by Peterson. But it's Rhodes on the back post, and she's complaining that she's being pulled back by Okamoto. Just kind of ghosts into spaces.
Ball slipped through to Latifa Abdu. And Peterson will sweep that back to Annika Toth. Longhurst tried to scoop pass, not cleared. DeFilippo took a crack. There's one from Longhurst. And out for a goal kick.
And that was better technique. It's like she saw her teammate in DeFilippo go. She's like, no, not like this. Try it this way. Lets it drop, is patient, but came at it maybe a split second too late, so the ball was rising as she got under it.
Short tug there, and Rhodes gets the free kick. I talked to Sid Kennedy earlier this season about Jordan Rhodes and having that, you know, definitive number 9 up there, and she said it's a treat to play with Jordan Rhodes. She gets on the back of every cross, and they've really worked well together this season.
Well, you saw it on Rhodes' goal today.
Just a little touch forward, and that touch forward goes to McCaslin as Benatti is trying to get something going and might have some cramping.
I think she's got a cramp. Saw Molly Erickson for the Ottawa Rapid earlier today go down with cramp. Looked like a high hamstring, and the medical staff came out with either the hot shots or the pickle juice.
Mustard packets.
Oh, yeah. So some good NSL memes, perhaps, on the facial expressions after you're treated for cramp. You're right, though. Bodies flying everywhere today.
Well, good thing they got the soft grass at Swangard Stadium. Mostly grass. There's some sand in there, too.
That's right.
Well, of course, we just found out the new host for the NSL final, the second ever NSL Championship final. It'll be November 14th, TD Place in Ottawa. So make sure you get your tickets for that. Of course, still plenty to be decided in this season. 10 games left. We don't know who the 4 teams will be in the playoffs, but it's sure to be a great one in the nation's capital. That's for sure. TD Place, great place to watch a soccer match.
Got lots of storylines, narratives yet to emerge with 10 games left to play.
We'll see if Benatti is able to continue in this match. So it looks like Julia Benatti's day will be done. She walks off gingerly in this 1-1 game, and we'll see one of the Tide's summer transfer window signings. This is Meredith McDermott. She's from New Hampshire. Played with the Virginia Cavaliers, and then after her season was over, trained with the Boston Legacy for about a month, and then was looking for a new professional opportunity, and she thought this would be a good place for her to come and grow. Jess DeFilippo not happy about the call, but Cho So-Yun down on the turf. And Josie Longhurst saying, let's move on, because she's often gets in the books.
I don't think the referee likes that very much. There, DeFilippo is going to claim that she got the ball first, but she goes in, Cho stops up, and it's almost two-footed as she slides in. Thankfully, though, not leading with the studs. But you go in like that, you not only leave yourself open to injury, but you could injure the player in front of you, and that's what the referee did not like at all, and awards the free kick to the Tides. We saw a similar foul called on Lopez in the first half.
Headed on by Rhodes. And now Valeron in pursuit. Camila Reyes. Tough tackle and just great skill, Reyes. We saw that fieriness in the box about defending earlier, but she plays with such joy. Enya Heiner-Muller says she always has a smile on her face when she's got the ball at her feet.
And except in her own box.
Except in her
going
own box.
After her own
Yeah, no
teammates.
kidding.
No smile that time.
There's Camila Reyes, captaining today. As I mentioned, former captain of the U20s in Colombia, now on the senior national team. 20th ranked Colombians looking to get into the World Cup in Brazil. Show their stuff. All just exchanging feet back and forth. Lamontagne. And bullied off the ball by McDermott.
It's one way to put your stamp on the game. Good first touch, good first tackle, or good first foul. So shoulder barge, extends the arm. And over goes Lamontagne.
Lamontagne bracing for impact. Free kick here for the Rise. 10 minutes to play. Ball in, dangerous. And cleared away by Allen.
Yeah, important punch by Toth, but wasn't able to clear that of danger.
Whoa! What a save by Toth. Latifa Abdu unleashed a shot. And Annika Toth, last year's goalkeeper of the year, coming up big.
Did really well there. Off of the throw, has to reset quickly. She's only just punched it to clear her lines. Maybe takes a slight deflection to add to the complexity of the save. Has to be ready, and she is. She expects that going, curling to that far post, and she parries it away.
Both goalkeepers have come up with some big saves for their side today. It's 1-1 Reyes headed away by McDermott. Okamoto trying to poke it in the box. And Allen up the pitch. Perreault turning McDermott. Has to turn back again. Jamie Perreault's played very calmly back there at 20 years of age. She just turned 20 from Pitt Meadows, BC. Former Canadian Youth International as well. And playing in an unnatural position, at least one that we haven't seen her in this season at wing back. Okamoto. Valeron got into trouble against Abdu. Latifa Abdu. And Valeron making sure nothing happens out of that.
Valeron's been pinned back. Allen as well on the opposite side, so I can see, you know, the urge, the itch to get herself a little bit more involved, but she didn't pick her spot very well there.
Reyes into the box again, a header!
Oh my goodness.
Off the woodwork by DeFilippo!
That was off DeFilippo, off the shoulder of Leslie, and then off the woodwork.
Ricochet central right here, Amy.
And again off of a throw. Everybody settles down, thinks there's no real threat, and it's DeFilippo again. And takes that ricochet. And there, like every good goalkeeper, sometimes you need a little bit of help from the frame of your goal. And Annika Toth gets it there. My goodness. That header immediately from DeFilippo was on frame, but then it's almost sped up, it's accelerated as it touches off the shoulder of Leslie.
Double substitution for the Halifax Tides. You saw Stella Downing stepping out and Sid Kennedy also stepping out. Tiffany Cameron into the match and Kat Jordan as well. So some fresh legs for these final minutes. Artovi with the throw. Longhurst to Lamontagne. Looking for DeFilippo. Jordan to Cho So-hyun. Julie Peterson.
Better control in the midfield from the Tide since Peterson was inserted into the match.
Cheyenne Allen getting an opportunity to move forward. To Jordan. Kat Jordan edged off the ball by Perreault and poked out for a goal kick.
So on the ball and off the ball, Signa, as you mentioned earlier, Perreault, great composure that belies her years.
Yuka Okamoto coming out of the game, and nice to see Kennedy Faulkner back in action. Coming off the injury list on limited minutes, but in her 7th appearance of the season. This is a former Canadian Youth Player of the Year. She's battled a post-concussion syndrome. She's been very open about it. She's got a great podcast called Kickin' with Ken, and talks openly about that, you know, battle back from serious concussion issues. Gets herself out of trouble there. Abdu. Cutting inside, the cross. Has Lamontagne, tried to connect first time. Didn't get all of it.
Had our already made the decision to lay that off, where she made such good contact with it, had a little bit more time than she thought. Would still have been first touch, but maybe could have had a crack at goal.
Wasik slipped. Oh, Valeron can't stay on her feet. Lopez, Maite Lopez. DeFilippo.
Cho doing well to stand her ground.
Second half shots clearly in the favor of the Vancouver Rise in the second half. Three of those on target. Toth has had to be on her toes. It's 1-1 though at Swangard Stadium. And you just sort of feel like there's going to be a goal to decide this game, or maybe not. Peterson. Jordan laying it off to Rhodes. Valeron moving forward, the cross in, a header by Cameron over top.
That's better by the Tides and more patience shown by Jordan, who gets on the ball and it finds the feet of Rhodes. Then you're allowing Valeron to get involved and to march up the pitch and sends a good quality ball in that Cameron almost does something spectacular with.
Valeron knocking it forward, looking for McDermott. And McDermott's showing her physical presence again up front, knocking Owasik down. Cameron. Cameron, did she get there? Stayed in bounds. Inching towards 90 minutes here at Swangard Stadium, and still a deadlock, 1-1. Abdu. Leslie's header goes the way of Allen. Lamontagne in pursuit. And that fierce competitiveness that Enya Heiner-Muller talked about, that's why they got Lamontagne. Lots of pro experience over in France. She came over from Saint-Etienne.
That's why those individual actions are so critical, because you as players around that, you see that, you see the effort, you see the commitment to win those individual duels, and that spills over into the team collective and the mentality. And before you know it, everybody's moving as one, as a similar mindset.
6 minutes of added time. Ball flicked in over top, Cameron! And it's going to be offside, but Tiffany Cameron was holding onto that line, and just got a little antsy.
Just got a little bit ahead of herself. Yeah, it's on that initial one where you see McDermott and Rhodes rising up.
So-Yun out to Cameron. Cameron, another shot at goal. Dixon deflection. Cameron, left foot, headed away. And cleared away by the Rise. More determination from him in the box. And here comes Abdu. Latifa Abdu. She'll go one-on-one against three people. Has that winning attitude and draws a foul here.
Cho diplomatically trying to plead her case. Tiffany Cameron does all the right things here, and I even think that takes a deflection before it gets to McCaslin. She's able to come up with the save. You see Jordan and Rhodes on the back post there just clamoring for that ball to be served to them. And Latifa Abdu going the other way with a head of steam, going at it alone. And Cho was tracking her the whole way. Has to drag her down finally to stop her progress.
Well, the 38-year-old Cho slowing her down, as a veteran does.
She does not look nor play like a 38-year-old.
No, she does not. We're into stoppage time at Swangard Stadium. 1-1 game. Camila Reyes on the ball. And just a glancing header. Goes out for a goal kick. Got some dangerous deliveries here in the late going.
This ball swung in, and it looked to me at first glance that it just came off the head of Wickers, but I think as you see here, doesn't touch anybody. It just sails through the 18, and Reyes can't believe it. That was a really inviting ball that she swung in there.
Longhurst. Nice release pass to Abdu. Step overs. And Valeron, that solid defending back there. Not out of trouble yet. Abdu. DeFilippo! And it's onside. Vancouver coming up with a late minute, and the Crows, they're happy at Swangard Stadium. It's just DeFilippo who's had herself a game.
She's been unbelievable tonight, and the first look is immediately over at that assistant referee to make sure that she was onside, but I think she knew that she was. But the Halifax Tides came up with stop after stop, but just switch off a little bit, don't get the pressure, and you can see it's Allen just holding both Lamontagne and DeFilippo onside. And it's a beautiful first touch that kind of comes back up off her chest, but it settles down for her, and she knows that she has the time at that point and just passes it beyond the reach of Annika Toth for the what looks to be the winner, Signa.
We've seen some crazy finishes in the Northern Super League this year. We'll see if we have another one here. Ball bounces into the box. Rhodes. And Abdu coming in to defend. The Vancouver Rise desperately wanting a win here. They're just about a minute away from stopping a 3-game slide at home. And sitting in 5th place in the standings would be a big win. But can they hang on? Abdu clears it long. Henya Heiner-Moller, I'm sure she's feeling the tension. And ball bouncing around. Final seconds. And Allen can't elevate that cross. And Lopez wins the challenge.
Took a couple of tries, but that's the ball they were after.
Toth looking for a target. Cho heads it in. And Perot will clear it again as far as Allen. Peterson. Rhodes! Off the woodwork! finishing seconds we have here. Oh my goodness. The Tides came centimeters from tying this up in stoppage time, but it is the Vancouver Rise with a stoppage goal of their own from Jess DeFilippo that gets this done at Swangard and stops that losing skid.
What an unbelievable finish to a back and forth second half that was stop and start. It was highly physical, lots of fouls, lots of careless giveaways, but that woman right there was clinical when it was required. And what a ball that was swung into the box by Peterson to find the head of Rhodes. And that was almost the equalizer at the death. But the Vancouver Rise needed to do something to change the momentum. Much like that, we want that aerial back. But they did enough to end this 4-game homestand on a high note.
Jess DeFilippo, 2 goals here tonight. And now finds herself atop the Golden Boot race in the Northern Super League. And Johanna Muller saying this is a player that can find herself there, and she certainly showed it tonight.
She continually gets into those dangerous areas, and you're slowly starting to see her game evolve, and you're starting to see her capitalize and really dictate terms to the opponent. And usually it's with her head, but she's just as class with her feet. You've seen her do it outside the box, but where she could be really devastating if she wants to, and I think that her ceiling she hasn't quite attained yet is just finishing those ones like that sitter that she had in the first couple minutes of this game. Once she's able to put those away, then no one's going to be able to stop Jess DeFilippo.
Jess DeFilippo providing the offense for the Vancouver Rise. Late second drama at Swangard Stadium, but it's 2-1 for the Rise over the Halifax Tides. You're watching the Northern Super League on TSN.
This Northern Super League match is brought to you by Toyota, proud founding partner of the NSL. And Canadian Tire, proud founding partner of the NSL.
Themselves. So yeah, it's one of my favorite things about this job.
I raided our snack room and had 3 granola bars and 2 gummy packets and a nice chilled glass of water. I'm still famished. Okay, Julia. Damn. Do you guys want to juggle? Okay. Why am I first, guys? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, back. Yeah. Yes! Let's go, y'all. On our toes. Guys, I'm gonna lose my mind. I'm gonna lose my mind if we don't win something. Good.
Great first leg back. Let's just continue that momentum and energy going into the week.
Tides on 3, 1, 2, 3.
Tides.
Welcome back to the NSL on TSN. You can see that this Vancouver team is thrilled, and they have reason to be. A come-from-behind 2-1 win at Swangard Stadium, thanks to a pair of goals from Jess DeFilippo, who really was the engine of this team tonight. Enya Hunter-Muller has spoken so glowingly about the fans and their support, and you could hear them all match long. And it is of critical importance for this team to get wins at home, and they did the job tonight. Stella Downing obviously disappointed in that result. Here's a look at the stats at full time, and they really do favor Vancouver. The edge in possession, the edge in total shots, the edge in shots on target, and most importantly, the edge in terms of goals scored. Welcome back inside the studio. Kate McKenna, Amy Walsh with you. And there was a delayed start to this half because there were some concerns about the pitch quality. But Jess DeFilippo said, you know what? I don't care about the pitch. I'm just going to score in the air and use my head. And she did just that. It was our Toyota Electric play of the match. And this really sparked the game into action, Amy.
It did. You could see it kind of brewing for the Vancouver Rise as the first half ended. You saw them really grow into it, start to dictate terms to the visiting Halifax Tides. And Anna Bout, I was singing her praises in the first half, and she was moved all over the pitch. But what a beautiful ball that swung in. But there's still a lot of work to be done here. So the ball's lofted a little bit. So as the person on the other end of it, you've got to generate more power. And that's a more difficult skill. To go back across the face of goal to toast right would be the easier skill, Kate. But instead, she puts a little bit of spin on it, a little bit of nuance, so it's got the power, but also the precision to find the far stick.
And both she and Karima Lemire are strong players, so it's a great point to bring up her power and her timing. That was a fantastic play, and she wasn't done yet. No, she scored the game winner in extra time, Amy. Take us through what you liked about this one.
I think she had something to prove because she had not necessarily the game on her foot, but maybe a game-changing moment when they really needed to turn the tide, pun fully intended. The Vancouver Rise desperately seeking out a win, and she had the ball on her foot on the 6-yard box in the first half. Doesn't bury it. Here, Latifa Abdu, she was a player of influence in the second half, and it's Allen who just holds Lamontagne and DeFilippo onside. But again, so much to do, so much composure that she shows here, so much technical ability to be able to bring that ball down, and it bounces up off her chest. The patience and the composure, the calmness to let it fall to her foot and just simply pass it by an Annika Toth who can just watch it go by her into the back of the net. Nothing that she can do there because she did the right thing to stand her ground, stay on her line. But DeFilippo, there she was brilliant. There she had the clinical edge when it was required.
You might have thought this game was over. There were only a few seconds left in extra time. And Halifax almost came back. Jordan Rhodes, in I think the final seconds, Amy, off the post.
Yeah, I even said on the call, I was like, you think this is the winner here for DeFilippo to get the brace on the day. But the Halifax Tides, even though they weren't nearly as effective in the second half, that woman right there, number 30 for the Halifax Tides, was a monster performer today for them. So hell of a ball that swung in by Peterson, but Rose has to get on the end of it, nod it, gets it up and over McCaslin, but she can't beat the frame, and that would have been the equalizer at the death because that was the last kick of the game.
Jordan Rhodes and Jess DeFilippo, both their teams leading scorers, and we saw why they are so dominant tonight. Let's go pitch side now. Sarita Patel is with Jess DeFilippo.
Thanks, Kate. I'm here with Jess. Jess, okay, a lot of adrenaline. How do you think the team came out in the second half and responded to being down 1-0?
Yeah, we knew it was an important game, so I think we tried to keep positive attitude going into the locker room and just trying to fix the small things because we knew if we played like ourselves that we would get opportunities going forward. And yeah, a lot of people stepped up today, and I'm really proud of the team. We had a lot of injuries, and so yeah, I think I'm really proud of the team tonight.
A brace for you makes it 9 on the season. If I got my math right, that means you're leading in the Golden Boot. How does that make you feel?
Yeah, I mean, it's great, but I think I have to owe it to my team. I think the last pass from Latifa is incredible. I think the crosses that are coming in, they're finding me, so I really got to thank my teammates for that. And yeah, I just got to get into the right spots, and I think I have been. I just need to continue, so.
My last question to you, it's a win in front of your home crowd. I know it was a tough homestand. You got to go on the road, you come back for 4, but how important was it to get those 3 points before you head on the road?
Yeah, we've been struggling at home, and I think we need to take a little pride in our home territory, and so I think we did that tonight. I think it's a good momentum going into Ottawa, and we got to keep it up. We still have a lot to work on, but hey, we got 3 points tonight, and now we got to look to the next one.
Congrats, Jess.
Thank you, appreciate it.
A little Alicia Keys there, and she really is on fire. Jess DeFilippo, what a performance. And you know, I know blood pressure medication may not be the sexiest brand partnership that this league could secure, but I am telling you, my heart rate during this game and so many games this season, this game had a bit of everything. It was thrilling.
Yeah, maybe you need a pacemaker.
Maybe.
Something like that, just a little bit of regulation. But yeah, the fans at Swangard, though, I think they were really pleased to see this because this is their team at their best, and Holly Ward in the stands too, maybe something to prove to their ex-teammate. But you had a little bit of everything in this game. There were lots of fouls, there were lots of things contested, there were some bookings, there were some fabulous saves, there was some great standout play by center forwards, great attacking play, but there was also great defensive play, which is something we criticized the Rise for at the beginning of this game in our pregame show. And really, they were able to pin Allen back and Valoron back, prevent them from getting up the pitch, and they really controlled the second half. So fully deserved the home side.
And so many leagues talk about parity, but in the NSL, it very much exists. You never know on the day who's going to win, as we saw earlier today between Calgary and Ottawa. Speaking of which, here's a look at the standings. With the win, Vancouver on 19 points. So they're still in fifth, still outside the playoff picture. But now, and this is critical, now they're just 2 points back of Halifax. We've got one more match to go in the NSL this week, and you got to tune in for this one. Second versus third, Montreal versus Toronto. This is on the heels of an unexpected coaching change for the Roses. Amy and I will get into all of it tomorrow. That's right here on TSN at 3 p.m. Eastern. As for tonight, a back and forth physical battle between Halifax and Vancouver, but ultimately the Rise come out on top thanks to their leading scorer, Jess DeFilippo, with her 9th goal of the season, 4 goals in the last 2 games, an all-star performance if ever there was one, and the Rise end a 3-game losing streak at a critical point in the season. From all of us here, thanks so much for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.